Aurora loved the feel of soft embroidery floss spooling through her fingers. Her bedroom desk was a rainbow of vibrant threads, beads, and tiny charms. Each knot she tied, each pattern she wove, was a little hug of friendship made real. She was on a mission to make a special friendship bracelet for every single person in her third-grade class before the end-of-year picnic. It was a big job, but Aurora loved making people smile. She had a list, carefully checked off. Maya, Liam, Chloe, Ben. The names tumbled out, familiar and friendly. But then her eyes landed on a name she hadn't touched yet. Leo. Leo was new to their school, having moved from another town just a few months ago. He was quiet, always reading a book, and usually sat by himself during lunch. Aurora had never really talked to him, not properly. A little flutter of nervousness zipped through her. Would he even want a friendship bracelet from her? What if her friends teased her for making one for the quiet kid? That evening, as the sun painted the sky in soft oranges and purples, Aurora snuggled next to her dad on the couch. "Tell me a story, Dad," she mumbled, half drowsy. "How about a story about a very brave fisherman named Andrew?" her dad suggested, his voice warm. Andrew loved fishing with his brother, Simon Peter. One day, a special teacher, Jesus, walked by the sea and called out to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." And guess what, Aurora? Andrew didn't hesitate, not for a second. He immediately left his nets, his boat, everything he knew to follow Jesus. Aurora blinked, picturing it. Leaving all her beautiful threads and beads right away? That was a big leap. He just went? He just went, Dad nodded. He heard God's call, that quiet nudge in his heart, and he listened right away. And because he did, he helped so many people, even his own brother, discover Jesus' love. Andrew knew that when God calls, it's always for something good. As Aurora drifted off to sleep, Andrew's story swirled in her mind, leaving his nets, listening to the quiet nudge. The next morning, as she sat with her rainbow of threads, her eyes fell on Leo's name again. That same little flutter, that quiet nudge, came back. It wasn't loud like an alarm clock, but it was there, a feeling that said, "Make one for Leo." Her hands hovered over the threads. What if it was awkward? What if he didn't like it? She thought about Andrew. He didn't wait. He didn't worry about what he was leaving behind. He just obeyed that call. "Listen to the quiet call," Aurora whispered to herself. "Follow with love, stand up tall." She picked out some beautiful blue and green threads, colors like the ocean where Andrew fished. She focused, knotting each string with extra care, imagining Leo's face. It felt a little brave, a little bit like leaving her own familiar nets behind. The next day, during free reading time, Aurora clutched the finished bracelet. Her heart thumped a little drum solo. She saw Leo sitting alone, engrossed in a book about outer space. Taking a deep breath, she remembered her mantra. Listen to the quiet call. Follow with love, stand up tall. She walked over to his desk. "Hi, Leo," she said, her voice a little shaky but steady. "I made this for you." She held out the bracelet. Leo looked up, his eyes wide with surprise. He slowly reached out and took the bracelet. A small, shy smile touched his lips. "For me?" he whispered. He gently slipped it onto his wrist, admiring the colors. A warmth spread through Aurora, deeper and sweeter than the satisfaction of finishing a complicated knot pattern. It wasn't just about making a bracelet. It was about listening to that quiet call in her heart, overcoming her own worries, and sharing a little piece of God's love. She felt a peaceful joy blossom inside her, knowing she had been a little like St. Andrew, answering that call right away. Maybe, just maybe, her simple bracelet was a little net, catching a new friend. Friends, today, let's be like Aurora. Just like St. Andrew left his nets to follow Jesus, we too can answer God's call in our everyday lives. Listen to that gentle whisper in your heart, be brave, and spread God's love with immediate obedience. You never know what wonderful friendships and blessings await when you say yes.